Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. Welcome back for another episode. NBA playoffs are going on. Good stuff out there.
Yeah, man. What a game.
Yes, sir.
Game. They make it interesting. I mean, I hated it so lopsided, like win-wise, but they have at least been some good games.
Yeah, there have been some good games.
But they've been close.
They've been really close. It's surprisingly by the Pacers, right? I didn't expect the Pacers to keep up with the Celtics, especially after losing their best player.
Yeah. I mean, I was getting vibes of that Lakers game that the Boston played this year when they didn't have LeBron or Anthony Davis, and Lakers still beat them by 10 points at home. 10 points in Boston. I was getting those kind of vibes. I was like, oh no, are they doing this again? Are they doing this again? Are they doing the same thing they did with Miami last year?
Right. Well, think about this. I mean, the path to the finals has been pretty, I don't want to say easy, but it's not as difficult considering that a lot of the superstar players were injured in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. They play all the teams. Well, I'm not going to say the whole series, but part of every series that they played in has been without the other team's best player playing.
Yeah. Think about it. Yeah.
So it's I mean, it has been easy, and that's indicative by their record. They're 12-2 in the postseason.
Right.
And they only lost 2 games the whole damn postseason, man.
Who did they lose the 2 games to?
Man, it seems so long ago. Cleveland, I believe it was.
I believe
they lost 2 games to Cleveland.
It may have.
I can look that up real quick. But or was it one to Milwaukee? Yeah, they definitely lost one to Milwaukee.
Okay.
They definitely lost one to Milwaukee, but of course, did not have Giannis.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then of course when they played Cleveland, Spider was hurt.
Yep.
So yeah,
I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, because Cleveland did beat them. Cleveland beat them in game 2 in Boston.
Yes. Now, they didn't sweep? Oh, that's who they played. No, I'm sorry, I said Milwaukee. They played Miami first.
That's right. Jimmy Butler got hurt,
and they lost one game, game 2 to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's it. So they lost one game in the Miami series, one game in the Cleveland series.
Right.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah, and in both series, the best player was hurt. Jimmy Butler was hurt in Miami.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell got hurt for Cleveland against them.
Yeah.
And now, what is it? How do you pronounce his name? Halliburton.
Yeah, they call it.
Halliburton. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Halliburton got hurt. So, I mean, I don't want to take anything from him, but let's ask this question then. Mm-hmm. Let's answer this question. Did the Pacers lose this series? Because there were times the Pacers had the lead going into the fourth quarter and blew it.
Yeah, they did.
Or did the Celtics just take it from them?
Well, there's no question that Celtics has the talent. They definitely have the more quote unquote talented team. It's just that Indiana, they're the fastest paced team in the league, so they offset you with that speed, the speed that they can get the court, they get the ball down the court, and they try to score before you even get the chance to set up your defense. So that is a big neutralizer of the talent differential, that they have. But I would say that Boston took it because every time Boston needed to make that clutch play, they did it. You had Jaylen Brown. He made that one 3 to tie the game up, but I believe they went to overtime.
They went into overtime, but that was a game that the Pacers basically had the game won. That was game one. Was game one. They had the lead. They had the game. It was pretty much in the bag, and they blew it on a bad pass, a bad inbound pass.
Yep.
and that set Boston up to hit the game tying 3. So it just seems like they blew this series, and then eventually, Halliburton got hurt.
When he got hurt, it was over.
It was over.
Even though still competed.
They did.
They didn't get ran out of the building.
You're right about that. So, I mean, I got to ask the question. I mean, that's why I asked that question. I would say the Celtics took it from them. And here's why I say that. Because the Celtics have been here before. This is their third time going to the Eastern Conference Finals. It would be the second time going to the finals. This is the Pacers, this young team, this is their first time getting this far, with these players on this Pacers team.
And remember, they weren't in the play. They were in the playoff playing game, weren't they?
No, they were in the playoffs, but they were in the in-season tournament.
The in-season tournament, that's what it was.
Right.
They was run up.
They were run up. They were in the championship game and got blown out by the Lakers. So they showed the immaturity and inexperience in games that mattered, right? Even though I don't consider the playing game a game that matters, but
it's a
whatever. But anyway, I mean, I just thought they didn't know how to close out games, and that could be the style of play that they have, the offensive style of play, or just the immaturity of not knowing how to close out games as a young team. So,
right. Well, I think their biggest thing is that when Halliburton actually been hurt all the second half of the season. I mean, he's been in and out of games all the second half of the season, and he still kind of tried to play through it, but it just caught up to him in the playoffs.
Right.
But they are definitely a different team when Halliburton's on the floor and when he's not, because they don't have another distributor like he is. He's the one. He's gonna get that. He's gonna make the right pass, make the right dribble. He's gonna score when he needs to, and he's gonna pass when he needs to. But when they don't have him on the court, they kind of switch it up between people, and they try to use 2 people to make one him, and it just doesn't work out. They keep the same pace. But they just don't have the ability to rebound over teams that have like height, have size in the paint.
Right.
You basically got what's his name? Miles Turner.
Turner. Yeah.
You got him.
He's a center.
He's a center, but he's one of the centers like to roam around the 3-point line sometimes.
Right.
He don't just park himself down there. He like to roam around the 3-point line sometimes, and then he's not much of a scorer. He can score at times, but he's just not a consistent scorer.
He's not. But Siakam was a good trade pickup for them.
That was a great pickup for them.
Yeah. He's a great compliment to Halliburton.
Absolutely.
So, I think they got the pieces to be good, and I think this was a good experience for them. And Siakam has that experience and should have, helped these guys get over the hump as far as learning how to close out games because of his experience with the Raptors. But I mean, hey, I think this is a building block for them, and hopefully this will lead to them performing better in the Eastern Conference Finals next season.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw them do. They were making moves, they were making trades during the middle of the season. So they were trying to get it right, and I mean, it looks like they might have gotten it right. I mean, we're gonna see once everybody else is healthy as well, because the whole, like I said, the whole East kind of wasn't healthy.
Right.
There's a lot of top players on teams that were out, and even though the Knicks, they had Brunson step up, you didn't have Randall, so you kind of wonder what would they be if they still had Randall.
Right. That's true. That's right. They didn't have Randall all season, just about.
All season, yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about Randall.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So he would have gave him some presence down in the inside.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, but I don't know. I don't believe in the Knicks making it that far, mainly because of the coach. Thibodeau, he burns out his players, man.
I mean, he does, but I mean, he does, but I just don't. I don't think he just believes in that resting crap that we do now. I mean,
I know
it does now. He just doesn't believe in that resting crap. If the players say they can play, he let them play.
Right. I'm fine with that, and I like that idea, but don't play him 48 minutes.
Yeah. especially when you got a series ahead of you. You know,
right?
I mean, I know you need them when you need them, but you need them in the playoffs. That's when you really, really need them.
Right, and it's not like the NFL where you get a bye if you win the conference. You don't get a bye; you just get to play the 8th seed,
That's
and
right.
that ain't always an easy game. So it might be better to just not play your players heavy minutes, which he tends to do, and he tends to burn them out. So I mean, I think that's basically what happened to the Knicks. They ran out of gas. Of course, their best player broke his hand, but that was the game was pretty much over.
Yeah, I think the loss of 2 people really, really hurt. Well, actually 3. 2. It's 3.
Mm-hmm.
So Randall at first got hurt. Mitchell was already hurt, but he was one of their legitimate big man who was going to stay in that paint. He was going to be a disturbance on defense. He was going to get the rebounds. But then when you start having Josh Hart having those abdominal issues,
that's right.
That was pretty much a wrap right there because he was their best rebounder.
I know, right? At 6'4" or whatever.
Yeah. Right. When Mitchell went out, he was their best rebounder.
Right.
So, and you need those rebounds. Those rebounds are very valuable.
Yes, they are.
In the playoffs where the scoring is lower and the paces tend to be lower, so you got less shots going up. That makes each rebound that much more important.
It does. And I think that's really what did the Knicks in, right? I mean, although Thibodeau burns out his players, it's hard to say if that is what caused all the injuries, as they went along in the playoffs. I tend to believe that because, I mean, the Celtics didn't have that problem. I mean, they did lose Porzingis, but that's no surprise. You lose Porzingis, every team lose him every year that had him.
Right.
So, but their core players were there. So, who knows? Who knows if it's burnout or just the luck of the draw.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see when they're full strength, next year. And if they keep Randall for the full, they're going to extend Brunson, make Brunson permanent.
What you mean make him permanent? I thought he had like a 4 or 5 year deal. What you talking about?
Oh, my bad. I'm tripping.
Oh, okay. I thought he got paid.
I thought they was talking about him getting an extension.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe they a super max or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he can. Him getting an extension on that.
Oh, okay. Maybe so. Because I mean, he should be in the second year of a 4. It has to be a 4-year deal.
Okay.
Because typically the way it works, like he left the Mavericks, and so if he'd have stayed with them, they could give him an extra year and pay him more. So I think that's how it happened. So he left, went to the Knicks. The Knicks can only give him 4 years. So I got to look up what he has. But that's typically how it works. It's like the bird rights. You get paid more with the team that you're with.
Right. And the cap, you can go over the cap with your own player.
Right. It's a certain percentage you can go over the cap with. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. A good site for that where I get a lot of the salary cap information as it relates to NBA. It's hoopshype.com. They do a really good job of breaking that down of what the team's salary cap situation is and what the players' salaries are. Really good stuff on that.
Okay. Hoops hype.
Hoops with an S.
Hoops hype.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you gotta check it out. And they're pretty good about rumors too, as far as trade rumors and stuff like that. Really good doing in-season stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, so the other series on the other side, man. I mean, I thought the Timberwolves were done.
I mean, I still feel like they are. They just kind of extended it a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's unexplainable what's happening with them, man. You would think they match up worse with Denver on paper than they do with Dallas.
Right.
You just feel like they match up differently. I mean, worse. That Denver will be a worse matchup for them than Dallas. It's kind of unexplainable what's happening with Anthony Davis. I get that they're double teaming him, but all the best players get double teamed. You know what I'm saying? They all get double teamed. People know Luka gonna shoot.
Well, see, this is I disagree with you. I think they were a better matchup against Denver than the Mavs. And here's why. Because
Really?
I think they would design with Rudy Gobert. The reason they got Gobert is to shut down Jokic. And you know, he gave Jokic a little bit of problems against that series against the Nuggets. But when they played against the Mavs, I think they don't have the players to handle Luka and Kyrie.
Yeah, like, I mean, because they're not playing down in the paint.
Right, exactly. You know, and I mean, you know, you can only, like, your best defender can only cover one of them, and Gobert can't cover either one of them. You know, right. So it you know, Edwards, he takes Luka or he takes Kyrie. And then they forcing you to switch on him when you get him anyway. They putting Gobert in a bad situation where he got to cover Luka. And you know, Luka smiled when he saw Gobert in front of him.
Oh yeah, that's what he was. Had him on skates on that.
Yeah, on that game winner, right?
Yeah, on the game winner. You know, I mean, good Lord, Rudy didn't know where he was going.
Right, and they asked Luka at the press conference. They were like, you know, what'd you tell him? Because you know he was saying some foul stuff to him. You can kind of read his lips. You can't effing guard me. That's kind of what he said. But he said I was talking to him in Slovenian.
Yeah, I saw that.
No, you weren't. Your English is good enough. We can read lips.
Yeah, but it seems like that basically, Dallas is hitting more of their outside shots than Denver was. I mean, that's just what it is, point blank. It's like they're hitting at seem like a higher percentage of outside shots, and that's kind of neutralizing Gobert some as far as defense, because he doesn't play out there where he doesn't play well on the perimeter defense wise. People too quick for him. You know, they'll get by him or they'll shake and bake him like Luka was doing. But he is a tree when he's in the paint.
Right.
He see you coming, you know what I'm saying? He gonna make you alter that shot.
Right.
You know,
and like Jokic works down in the paint. So that worked for Gobert.
Yep. And he's not quick. So even when Jokic grabbed the ball and he's out there and you know he's on the on the 3-point line like he does, he's not gonna outrun Rudy Gobert.
Right.
He's not gonna outrun him. But and I think another key factor is the Cat is just playing terrible. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, he has those stretches.
He's having stretches of terrible gameplay, man. And then last game, I think he was in like was it like a lot of foul trouble. He was getting in foul trouble early. He had like 4 fouls early. And you know, you can't come off the court, man. And he was getting dumb fouls. I mean, the ball not even up, you know, a quarter of the way up the court, and he slaps in my hand.
Right.
Getting a dumb foul. You know, and it's like, why you just ain't run down the court and set up on defense? Why'd you even swipe at the ball? You know, it's that kind of thing. And then so he's not available as much as he needs to be at the end of the game. But then even when he was there, he just wasn't hitting the shots.
But he had his best game the last one, and that's the reason they won.
Yes.
Yeah. He hit some timely shots in this last game. He had 25 points.
Absolutely.
But I mean, to be a big fella like that and only getting 5 rebounds, it's like, come on, Cat.
He one of those new age big guys who, you know, play at the perimeter. You know, they're gonna stay out there and they're gonna you know, wait for the spot up, or they're gonna try to hit you with the step back, you know, act like for a second they get ready to drive to the paint and they hit you with the step back.
But I mean, but come on, man, at 6'11", you still should get 10 rebounds, defensive rebounds. I mean, come on.
Absolutely. Yeah, you should. You absolutely should. But these, like I said, these new age big men, man, it's just what they do.
He want to play as if he's 5'11" instead of 6'11", getting rebounds.
But you know, he's gonna have to But you can't be in games going, you know, 1 for 5 from 3. And you know, if you're going big man, you're going to shoot him out there. You got to make them. To make them, because you got to go Gobert in the paint. That's what helps you. You know what I'm saying? But him and Gobert are not on the floor at the same time at all times.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when they don't have Gobert in there, their rebounding suffers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So but he's gone games where he's 1 of 5 from 3-point and 0 from 8. So the 2 games before that, before his last game where he went 4 or 5 from 3-point, and then they actually win, you know what I'm saying? Because he scored 25 points. He goes 0 for 8, scores 14 points, and 1 for 5, scores 15 points. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to win like that.
Right. That's not going to cut it.
That's not going to cut it. You're going to have to. You're going to have, if you're going to be a big man and you ain't going to use your size in the paint, you're going to have to make those outside shots. And he just wasn't doing it. And it was a combination of him and Anthony Edwards. Just not playing well offensively. Like they just weren't getting off offensively.
Right.
You know? And these low scoring games they're just not winning them.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. You know, with Dallas being up 3-1 now, they were up 3-0. I just can't see Minnesota winning 3 straight games to take this from Dallas, especially with the fact that they have no answer for Kyrie and Luka. They made some changes this last game. It slowed them down a little bit, but they really don't have an answer. I mean, Luka missed the free throw, and they missed some shots down the stretch that Dallas could have used to win this game. So, yeah.
Did you see that Hail Mary prayer that he made though?
Which one, Luka?
Yeah, Luka, that 3-pointer he made last night where he shot it up and got fouled by Karl-Antony Towns of all people.
No surprise.
On a 3-pointer. Now, you're up. I think they were up 6 points, right? What do you care if he shoots the 3 and make it? You know what I'm saying? It's 10 seconds left in the game. Right. So what do you care if he makes the 3-pointer?
Yeah, right. You got a big enough lead.
Exactly. Why even risk it? Now, fortunately for them, Luka missed the shot anyway. He missed the damn free throw.
He missed the free throw. So, that's the one I'm talking about.
So so it didn't make as much of an issue in the game as it could have. You know what I'm saying? But that could have been a nail in the coffin for them.
Right. It would have been devastating.
Yeah, absolutely.
So. But it's
but you know what? Like, and also just one last thing. I also thought that Denver was done when they got beat 2-0 at home, but then they came back and won 3 straight. I just don't feel the same way in this. I just don't think that can happen again in this series.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. I just don't see it. I don't think they have an answer. And this game goes back to Dallas. So I think Dallas will close it out at home, and go to the finals.
And if anybody wants to, make a little money, put some money on Luka's over because he's going to try to put them away.
Oh yeah,
he's going to shoot the ball a lot.
Yes,
a lot.
And Kyrie's healthy and motivated.
Yeah.
You ain't stopping them. And I like some of the young talent that they've surrounded Kyrie and Luka with. Those boys are playing. So I think Dallas has a chance to close this out and meet the Celtics in the finals.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much not having Kleber and Lively hurt or no, they didn't have I think they didn't have Kleber or Lively last game, or maybe they had Kleber, not Lively, but they were missing one of those guys. And Denver already has an issue. I mean, not Denver. The Mavericks already has an issue with rebounding. You know what I'm saying? And they got Gafford, which definitely helped them be a little tougher in the paint because Gafford plays right around the basket. He don't move around that basket. And that did help them a lot. That helped them a whole lot. PJ Washington, not so much, but he's more like that spot up 3 guy.
Right.
He'll be out there shooting those threes. But I wonder how much them not having Kleber and Likely over the last 2 games. Well, Kleber, I think he was hurt, but he played. But Likely was out last game. So that tremendously took all their size away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only other size they have on the team that's going to play in the paint besides Gafford.
Right.
And Gafford is not truly a big man, even though he plays tough. He's not truly
Well, I tell you what, Gafford had a nice alley-oop from Luka. I think that was game 2. That was I didn't know what Luka was thinking on that. I didn't know. I was like, how did Luka even see him?
Yeah, it's like something that they got, like
Yeah, they got
remember
good
how
chemistry.
who was that CP3
Oh,
used to throw it up to when he played in New Orleans? The guy,
Tyson Chandler. He made Tyson Chandler so
Tyson
much
Chandler.
money.
Tyson Chandler.
Yeah,
There you go, man.
they used to
He
call it the Crescent City Connection. They called it the Crescent City
yeah,
Connection.
dog. It's just like he knows when he's driving to look up, because I might be tossing it up, and that's just something they kind of got. You can see it was just like a little quick signal, and he's up in the air. He knows it's coming.
Yep.
You see him setting up for it.
Yep. and it's brilliant. I mean, like I said, Chris Paul made Tyson Chandler $100 million from the Hornets at the time.
Yeah,
because he looked like a double guy, right? He get you 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 blocks a game. But we realized he could not shoot. When Chris Paul got injured, Tyson Chandler was not a factor, and then he eventually got traded to the Mavericks. I think he even won the title with the Mavericks, but he just became a rim protector for him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, Tyson Chandler, man. Yep.
Tyson Chandler. That's it's that same type of little thing. When they go into the hoop, they set up for it. They know they're looking for the little signal, and they know when it comes. Hey, if that ball look like any second, it's not going right to the hoop. I'm ready to hoop it up.
Right. So going back to what you said about Brunson. So just as I suspected, because this was Brunson's second year with the Knicks. So he had a 4-year deal with the Knicks. It looks like it was $100 million. And so he has an option year in 2025 and 2026. So he has an option, a player option. Yeah, so they're probably trying to extend him because there's a player option. He can decline that. Yeah. And so, but believe it or not, Julius Randle makes more than Jalen Brunson. He makes he makes close to $30 million a year, whereas Brunson makes $26 million a year, $25 million a year. So
that NBA money, I tell you,
that NBA money is sweet.
Insane.
And it's going to get even crazier now that the NBA, I think it's a done deal because TNT declined to renew their deal. They get first rights at it. They declined, but I think they get the opportunity to match. And NBC and ESPN are working on a deal to take the NBA TV rights.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because that's what they said. Inside the NBA could be going away with Charles Barkley, Shaq, Ernie Johnson, and Kenny Smith.
Yeah, man, I don't understand how TNT can let that roll away.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it was a staple, you know what I'm saying, for TNT. You know,
right? It's really all they have.
Basically, yeah. I don't understand how they let that go.
How does that? Well, I can't say that's all they have because they have the NCAA Final Four tournament.
Yeah, but that's not NBA playoffs.
Right. It's right. And they don't have the Final Four. They don't have the championship game or the Final Four. They got like the playing games and the first 2 rounds or something like that. Right. But you're right. The NBA is their thing, and the fact that they let it go is insane because as far as what I read, I think it's I don't remember the numbers, but it's in the billions. And they had first rights at it, exclusive negotiating rights, and declined it. And so it was less than what it's going to be now. Now that they're out of the exclusive negotiating rights, it's going to be more now for whoever tries to get it. So it's like, well, why would you not take that, TNT? It's going to be hella hard to get it back.
Yeah, really though. It's going to cost you a grip.
Yeah.
If you try,
right, exactly. But I think it works better for the NBA by getting away from TNT, because if you think about it, right, NBC gets it, ESPN, I think, going to have some type of connection with it, as well as Amazon, I believe, is also working on a deal. So now it'll be beyond just the TNT cable channel. Now, like I think NBC don't they have Peacock?
Yes.
Yes. So
NBC
they got that.
Peacock.
Yeah, they got Peacock streaming service, and if you put it on Amazon, you got another streaming service, so you can get games on more services and networks if you go to the route outside of TNT. So I think it works out better for the NBA, and that means you're going to see even more crazy salaries. You're going to see a $400 million, probably a $500 million player pretty soon.
Wow.
Somebody's going to get paid.
Yeah, I mean, they already are. I mean, but yeah, even more.
Even more. Yeah, they're going to start owning teams. You're going to see
right. They will get percentages. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Or LeBron probably going to buy into, the Browns or somebody. I don't know. Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Holla.